Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The first thing first, let me introduce myself. My name is Ahmad Mustakim and I'm from class 5 AG2. So in this time, I would like to talking about a little bit about material that given to us that before we have to explain about the classroom conversation. And this time I will like to explain more about a little bit about casual conversation in uh, in classroom conversation. I mean, uh, in the conversation in the class or something like that. That is a formal conversation, but in casual conversation, that is informal conversation, or let's say outdoor conversation. That is in addition to learn. The discourse realizes in the classroom as well as situation of language used. It also for of course it's also talking about the teaching, English language teaching, for the teacher to know how discourse works in casual conversation or uh, in the uh, casual situation. So uh, that's mean the casual conversation. It's the study uh, that learn about how can we implementing the skills of languages to social real works. So according to the Richard 2008, there's the nature conversation has the theoretically the first is there is 7 point of the theory by Richard. The first is in casual conversation uh, can be illustrated that the participant should know the function of the first one is opening and closing conversation, and the second is choosing topics, and the third is making small talks, the fourth is joking, and the five is recounting personal incident and experience, and the sixth is employing the turn taking, and the seven is using agency pairs. So in casual conversation, like the material before, that is classroom conversation, it's also talking about the form and function, and I think that every language that you use is to have the form and function itself for for everything, for every condition. I mean, in every condition that is actually that is have form and function itself. So as well as casual conversation, it's need uh, to know about form and function of the language itself. So as a good learner, it will help me uh, personally. It will help me to restructure the sentence. How can I make a structure of sentence that to be complex and can reduce the misunderstand, but because I mean uh, that is the function of language is. And the other case, it will be a it will be uh, moral respect to people that older than us or something like that. So it will be uh, the respects for the other people. And then for example, like the teacher and the students, which one of miss let's make an example of the teacher and the students. For example, the teacher say to the student that which one uh, which ones of us is taller, and the students answer, you are taller than I am. And that is the structure of language. It's mean that is the form of language itself. It's talking about the morphologies, the morphemes, the structure of words, the structure of clause, so it can make finally a sentence. So it will be a different uh, if in this statement it will be different if the student talk answer the question that with the uh, I'm taller than you. So it will be a little bit weird to hear that, because that the fact is the teacher is taller than the student is. So there is the function there is the function of the uh, there's the function of the language of form language. So uh, it's not just talking about the form of language, but also talking about the function of languages. What is the function? For example, parents, I mean, the father and the father conversation and the father and son conversation. For example, in the room, the father is talk to his son that get the books down of the shelf. So the student's answer, Dad, you're taller than I am. That means that means I mean in this case it is a comparison comparative degree. Comparison degree, there is a compare the things that have own mind, have own mean. I mean, uh, when the dad say get the bag down off the shelf, uh, and the son is answered that you're taller than I am. It means that uh, his son is reject the uh, his son is reject the his father. So it can be a comparison degree. So uh, yeah, that is the function of the language in casual conversation. That is uh, how can we reject uh, smoothly with respect or something like that. That is the function of the language, that can uh, explain uh, the mean, but we didn't say that's straightly. It can use a comparative degree or something like that. In 18 in 1985, Coulthard carried out the and analyzed the of the analyzed on casual conversation that and found that the discourse pattern of IRF, it also have an IRF. What is IRF? IRF is initiation, response, and follow up. It also exists in casual conversation. Uh, he says that we also have to use the IRF in casual conversation. That means uh, it can be used in the other scope of discourse itself, like when we want to be a speakers, when we want to be a listener, when we want to be a news, uh, when we want to be an influencer or something like that, we must learn about uh, IRF itself, because it can analyze the instrument, what is the instrument in the thing in this discourse. I mean, so for example, let's make the conversation that in the PPT before, there is explained that uh, there is two people in the conversation. Let's say the first speaker is A and the second speaker is B. So uh, the first speaker is say asking for the first speaker is asking that, are you busy? And the second speaker is say, why? In this time, we can learn about, not every question is will answer with the statement, but we can answer the question with the question. I mean, uh, in the structural of sentence, uh, there is a fault maybe, but uh, in casual conversation or in real social work, that is that is how can I say that, that is possible to happen, that we can answer the question with the question itself, like the sample of conversation in PPT before, in PDF before, that is the first speaker say that, are you busy? And the second speaker is answer that, why? That is in this case the question answered by the question. And then there is continue that the first speaker say that, I'm going for a drink. That's mean uh, invitation. That mean invitation to the second speaker. And the second speaker say that, I can't. I've go to uh, I've got exam to mark. And then the first speaker say that, oh, that's too bad. Okay, let's we explain with IRF. The first one that is talking about, the first speaker is talking that, are you busy? That is initiation, or there is the first step, that is initiation. And then the why, the words of why, it's mean that it can be initiation or response. and I'm going for a drink. Uh, it also can be response or initiation. And can't, I've got to mark. I've got exam to mark. That's mean response. And the last is that is a follow up. It's mean a follow up. So IRF is also exist in the form of language, and also the function of language. It's exist. For example, the question that are you busy in function, uh, it will the it means that that is a question, and why itself it's also a question. And I'm going for a drink, that is invitation to uh, the second speaker, the second uh, the second people in this conversation. He's talking to he want to invite with say that I'm going for a drink. It's not strictly say that he want to invite him, but he just the another ways to invite, like I'm going for a drink. And then the next is the second speaker is say that can't, I've got exam to mark. That is means that the second speaker is reject, is the rejection, is the yeah, rejection. And then the last is the that's too bad. That's mean as responding rejection. So I mean IRF is used in so many things that have that have uh, that have uh, relationship with the discourse, because the scope of discourse also can we see in any media in the world. That is any conversation and any real social works, like as a public speaking, as speaking in uh, some TV channel or something like that. That is also used uh, the IRF itself. So IRF is analyze the structure, the component of the discourse. So it will help us to learn about uh, about how can the words is how can we understand the words and meaning of these words. So I think that's all. Can I explain that the material today? Thank you for your attention, and assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.